Alright YouTube, welcome back. This is my every touch game analysis for my first game of the season, playing as a center midfielder in a 4-4-2 formation. This is my first game back from my injury after a very long time of not playing, so there's going to be a lot of mistakes here, but I think it'll be very helpful, very insightful, and you will learn a lot. So let's hop straight in. This is me here in the green and white. So immediately I can see that I initially take a good position, but then I step back, and I should be stepping into this triangle here and show as an option for my fullback, as where I currently am helps no one and I'm not an option. As a center midfielder, I should be there in case my fullback needs to play a bounce pass off of me back to the defense, or maybe I can turn and progress the ball somehow. Throughout this game, I was trying to remember to occupy the space and not get drawn towards the ball when we were on attack, and here's a great example. Around 2 minutes into the game, we win the ball, and then I get positioned at the top of the box. We can see there are basically no players around me. If I pick up the ball here, it is very dangerous. I also don't want to commit too much and not be able to get back to defend the counterattack. And we see a perfect example of that here. They break on the counterattack, but I'm there to cover, and we win back possession. And again, the same thing here in this next clip. I'm positioned well for the cross, but it just doesn't work out. However, I am definitely in the right spot regardless. And I just have to remember to keep being patient and playing in those good areas, even if the ball doesn't come to me for a few tries. Hopping into the next clip here, their keeper plays the ball out wide, and I think I get caught a little too high here. I should have checked my shoulder and dropped slightly. While I initially stepped up because I didn't want their CDM to receive the ball, that wasn't actually my job in this scenario, and I needed to talk to my striker to tell him to drop back after the initial press to mark their CDM. In this next clip, we win a throw-in, and I make a good movement to show here for the ball. And I know it's really hard to see, but I take my first touch decently well, shielding the ball well, and then I should be taking this touch diagonally backwards like the arrow shows, but I ended up taking it just horizontally across the field, and it allowed the opposition player to nick the ball away from me, which is something I can definitely work a lot more on, is taking touches away from defenders so that they can't hit the ball. Only a couple seconds after that, I made a small positioning error. I should have shifted more to the inside here so I wouldn't allow for that pass to break the lines, which is really important because the middle is the most dangerous area of the pitch. In this next play, my teammate pops the ball up, and I should be way more aggressive here by using my body and stepping in to claim that ball. I was worried about my teammate going for the ball, but I should have yelled that it was mine. As the ball gets pinged around and it falls to me, I just play the ball back as I was under pressure from two players, and this allows us to establish some possession. And as the ball gets cycled outwards, I should probably be stepping into the triangle that the striker and cam and winger are making to support my defense. Stepping behind their cam doesn't help, and I need to show for an option. However, I don't mind the run once my winger gets the ball, but I still think I shouldn't have been there to start. And here in this next clip, we're just playing out from a goal kick, and I received the ball. I'm not sure if I checked my shoulder because I can't see in the footage, but I should have checked my shoulder and seen that I had more space to try and receive on the back foot and face the other goal and see if I can impact the play at all. There was a bunch of space out on the left side there, which I could have exploited, and I need to be much braver on the ball. While playing back there isn't necessarily a bad thing, I still have a lot more that I can do with the ball there than just play that safely. Here I should be tucking in to block off the middle and not allow that through ball through. Luckily it pops out to me, and I use my body well to shield the ball into the foul, but I can improve on not letting the ball bounce. I need to get it under control, whether that's with my knee, foot, or chest, just something to establish my control of the ball. In this next clip here, the ball's getting pinged around and it comes to me, and this could be better. I had pressure on my back and from the front, and I take a touch into space and recycle it back into the back line. However, when I watch it back, if I took my head up, I can see my winger in a pocket of space here. I got a little antsy under the pressure, so I did not take up my head and take the time to actually look if there were any better passes. So once I created that separation from the opponent, I should have gotten my head up to check if that was actually the best option. That pass to my winger would have taken so many of the opposition out of the game, and it was an easy pass, I just didn't see it. So I need to work on that as well. I like this movement here once we win back the ball. If the opposition follows me, then I leave space for my defender to drive into space. If they don't follow me, then I get the ball in the space. So this movement was very good. But my first touch should have kept the ball rolling forward here. I think that it was just a technical thing and I didn't need to do that. However, I should have kept the ball rolling at the defender so I keep my momentum and I can drive. That second touch was very preventable. I need to work on this more, so I am glad that I see this in the game. Here, I can just grab the ball with the sole of my foot and just roll it away from the opposition so that I'm between him and the ball. I got antsy and just tried to hit it away from him, but I need to think in a more 360 type of headspace instead of just playing where I'm facing. If I did that, then I would see my teammate running down the line and I would not have lost the ball. Or I just take it with the outside of my left foot and do the same thing. Pedri's really good at this kind of stuff. And again here in this clip, it's just me making a mistake. I should be showing again in the triangle to help support my defense. And I ended up making this same mistake one more time throughout the game, so I'll just show that now. And you guys know that for the next game, I'll be stepping into those triangles. Here, hopping into this next play, I like this check back into space that I make. The pass definitely should have come to me, so I'll keep doing this. I separated quickly from the defender, and I'm an option. If I receive the ball, I can take it on the back foot and then look to switch to play or do something like that. After I win the ball back, I can play out to my fullback instead of my center back as he's in space, and then he can drive with the ball or just look for a pass. That would be to just keep us on the front foot. This next play was super simple, just ball popped up and I saw my teammate in behind, so I played the header to him and it was a good pass here. Alright, and the ball comes back to our defense and gets popped up, and here I should drive into the space aggressively in front of me. I got nervous because I had the pressure on my back, but the space was there to be taken. I need to be more bold in that situation, as the opposition could not win the ball off me there if I drive. If I just stay in between the person and the ball, then I'm going at their back line. Be more brave when I see the space. I think that this also shows that I need to be getting my head up more when I have the ball to recognize where the space is and where the pressure's coming from. I get nervous when there's a man behind me pressing me because I don't know where they're coming from, but if I get my head up and take a look back, then I know where they're coming from and I can keep the ball easily. I like this drop into space on this next play. It was a good movement and receiving on the back foot was good as well. I just think I could have held onto the ball here and taken some space towards the opposition just to see if anything opened up because they weren't pressing me, so I could have taken the space. And if nothing opened up, then I can just play it out wide. But just taking a little bit of space there and seeing if anything would open up is a better option. After my keeper picks up the ball and we start playing out, I should just stay still and let the pass come to me, as I can then drive to the middle with the ball. I initially wanted to let my fullback take his space, but then I think as the CDM, I actually should be picking up the ball here so that he's not left out of position. And I can also trust myself more on the ball to drive into the middle and look for good passes. I shouldn't be scared to show for the easy pass so that I can take the ball off of my teammate and look to do something with it. But only when the time is right. I shouldn't always do that. Here the time was right because if I look over my shoulder here, there's so much space open in the middle, and if I receive the ball, I have the license to drive into that space and open up the game from there, which my fullback did not have. Alright, so here in this next clip, ball's getting hit around, and again, it falls to me off of my teammate's pass. And I actually don't mind this move at all. I think I did the move a little too early, and I should have waited to get closer to the player to make the move. And I could have also added a fake pass to sell that I was going to play it out wide to maybe make him lunge even more. But I don't mind that try at all. I remember in the game thinking that maybe I shouldn't have tried it, but I don't mind it, and I need to keep trying things like that and being more brave on the ball. I also actually could have beat the defender if the touch after the cut in was more forward and direct. However, I still won the foul, so it was a great move overall, I think, and I need to be doing more stuff like that. Coming out here, the ball gets popped out to me, and I think the first touch is good here. However, I still think I'm making the wrong decisions, partly because I'm not taking in the information around me. I need to actually scan in the information and then process it to find the best pass instead of worrying about the guy that is pressing me, when I'm not actually under that much pressure especially. The better pass here would have been to play my winger into space with a ping or just on the ground out to the corner flag area, as he was ready for that and there was space there. Coming into this next clip here, I like this run into space because I identified where the gap was in the defense, and if my teammate played me in, I was in a dangerous spot, so I like that run. In this next clip here is good, staying on my toes, the ball gets fired out to me and I just take a loose touch. I'm not worrying about these loose touches because I know that that'll come with time on the field, so not worrying about that too much. And this here was a good movement to show for my right back and a simple one-touch pass to take the man out of the game. Simple and good. And here, like a lot of my other clips, it's not terrible what I do here, but I think I need to think more risky. I need to think, how can I positively affect the game? I'm thinking too much trying to keep the game state as it is, and I should be thinking more about how I can positively affect my team and put us in a better position. When I receive from these wide areas where there's a lot of players, I can look to turn and play to the other side where there's space. Here specifically, I think it would have been better to take my first touch lightly backwards to create some separation from the defender, and then look to drive with the ball into the space on the other side of the field. And as the ball comes to me here, this is a great movement, and my first touch let me down, but like I've been saying, I don't mind about the technical stuff. That'll come. The run into space, however, was great. If I had taken my touch here, then I can take my head up and look to take either my man on or put in a cross. And in this next clip here, my first touch is good and I use my body very well. However, one thing, I can, instead of passing the ball, actually hold on to it and maybe play my other midfielder, or maybe just carry the ball into a bit of space. The pass isn't terrible, but I think I just need to hold on to the ball longer and more options will reveal themselves. Also, another option I had was to just drive the ball up and down to the wing. I had the space here and it would have been overlapping my winger, so he could have shown inside and then it would have been a dangerous 1-2 or something like that. Overall, again, I just need to play more forward and try to positively impact my team. And that was my last play before halftime, so let's hop straight into the second half. So we start out here, the goalie rolls the ball out to my fullback, and this is a good spot to be in when I check in here so that I can help my center back get out of pressure and switch to play. And I could have maybe also taken that ball on the half turn and either driven the pass out to my fullback on the opposite side or even my winger instead of the center back to help progress us faster. Or maybe I could have even just driven with the ball out to the space. Again, just working on being more positive with my plays, but I'm not unhappy with that play. The movement was good. Here, if I checked my shoulder, I would have seen that the space was in behind their midfield and I could have exploded into that for a possible pass instead of just staying close to my teammate, because that left him with not many options where I positioned myself. As the ball comes out to me here in this next clip, I like the idea that I had. There, CDM made a mistake by running so fast and trying to beat me to the ball, but my touch was just in the wrong direction slightly and too far away from me. If I took the touch a little lighter and a little to the inside and forward, that would have been great, but I don't mind the idea at all. As the ball comes out wide here to my player, I like this movement into the box. It got me into a good position to receive the cross, and I just needed to trust more that my teammate would actually put in the cross so that I could commit to the run, as I only ran after the cross was played. If I started the run earlier, maybe I could have gotten on the end of it. This is what I really need more of. I like how I cut back across the momentum of the other player and gave myself more space. I think that I could have taken advantage of that space better though by either driving into it or playing out to the left and a pass wide instead of going right back into the pressure. You can't see it on the tape, but that pass almost went into my striker. It was just mishit a bit and it didn't find the target. Although honestly, I saw the run of my winger going in behind and tried to slip him in, had the ball in a dangerous space. Again, like I've been saying, the technical stuff will come. I'm only focused on the tactical right now. And as I receive the ball here, I'm under pressure facing my own goal and my teammate is facing their goal with no pressure, so I like this pass. However, it could have been in front of him into the space just a little bit instead of on his back foot, because he had to stop his momentum to receive it. So if it was a little in front, he could just carry his momentum through. Here, this is me picking up the ball, and the idea for the pass is good, but the first touch was just the reason that the pass got blocked. If I had taken my first touch out of my feet a little bit towards the touch line, I would have been able to create some separation for me and the defender, then I can play the pass. As I receive the ball here off of the throw-in, I think that I can try and come to the ball and stop it on the bounce, because once it bounces, the opposition closes me down and there's not much I can do because the ball's in the air. I was thinking too much about shielding the ball too after the first touch off my body. I should be just trying to think about getting the ball moving and looking for a way out of the pressure. I know there are multiple people around me, so shielding one of them only is not going to help, and I need to start using my feet to move the ball so that it's harder to take. Perhaps I could have taken the touch into some of this space in front of me to give me some time and look for a pass or a way out of the pressure. Overall though, that movement is good to show for the throw-in. And once I receive the ball here, again the pass isn't terrible, but I'm trying to look how I can improve. I can look here to switch the ball to my left back. They have so much time and space over there, and it's going forwards instead of backwards, and would put my team in a better position yet again. And here, I like this play a lot, what I do. The ball gets popped up to me, and I use my body well to shield the ball, and then I find my teammate making the penetrating run in between the lines, and we almost get a chance from it. Here we're setting up for a free kick, and I think that this is really good hunger to try and get the ball. You'll see as the ball comes in, who knows, maybe next time I do this I get a knock in onto the goal, or I put off the keeper and the ball slips in, and we actually do end up winning a corner. So that's a really good thing to try and do, just be hungry for the ball like that. Here, as my center back has the ball, I like this movement that I make, getting in between their players and showing to play a line breaking pass. My first touch is good, and I don't think that the ball could have gone through first time because my teammate didn't look like he was ready to make the run or was making it at all. The pass was good though. After that, you can't see it, but I might have overhit it a little bit. But the idea was right, and I think that if my teammate sprinted up for it, because he kind of gave up and didn't run, he might have made it. So overall, I like that pass. The movement that I make here once the ball comes out to my right back, it was good. There was a second where the pass was on and I would have been in behind their line. I remember getting a little discouraged, and you can see it seems like I'm a little angry because it felt like I was making good runs that weren't being executed on. And I was also starting to get tired, but I need to just keep remembering to make these runs because eventually they will be executed on. As we come into this next clip here, the ball is being passed around by the opposition and it falls to me and I just missed the ball. There's not much to say there, but I do like the fact that I immediately hopped back into position and tried to win the ball. And here again, as the ball comes out to me, I have absolutely no pressure on me. If I checked my shoulder, I would have known that and I could have turned with the ball and looked to progress. That's something that I really need to work on. Shoulder checking to see if I have pressure and then not being afraid to turn with the ball and go forward if I have time. And as the ball came to me in this next clip, I actually just took another mistouch. I thought that the ball would bounce higher onto my thigh, but then it hit my knee and it actually ended up being a good pass. Here in this next play, we are coming off of a throw-in on the left side, and I like this. This is good. I receive on the half turn facing their goal, and I looked up to see if I had any better options than the simple pass to switch to play, but I didn't see anything. So just ended up switching the play to where we had more space, and we could maybe do something with the ball. So I like that play. Here, as the ball comes out from our goalie out to our left back, I like what I do here with this movement. I just drop into the space so that I can receive and look to make a play. I don't mind that pass, as our game plan was to try and take the ball over the top into our strikers making a run, and I saw my striker making the run. I just hit the ball a little bit and the opposition got a touch on it, which skewed the pass, but overall the movement was good and the vision was there. And as the ball falls to me again, I like what I do here with the ball. I really should be doing more of this, looking to drive up the field and make a positive play. I end up drawing the foul and our team gets possession, so it was really good and I should be doing more of that. I shouldn't be scared to drive even if there's people putting pressure on me. Here they have a throw in and they kind of mess it up and the ball falls to me and it's just a miss hit for my teammate. I called for the ball, so he should have left it for me, but it's not a big deal and he just ended up tipping the ball and I lost it because of that, but not a big deal, just a miscommunication there. In this next clip here, we had around 5 to 10 minutes left in the game and my coach switched me up to play striker, so here's me switching there and I'll be playing there for the rest of the game. Alright, and here in this next clip you can't actually see the run that I make, but I'm in front here and I run in when my teammate wins the ball to try and exploit the space behind their left center back. I thought that movement was good, and yeah, not much to say there, just a good run, and next time hopefully that ball will fall to me. Hopping into the next clip, the ball falls to my teammate with time and space, and I know that the space is in behind, so I start to make that run, and I like this movement a lot. One thing that I could have improved on was to actually turn the other way and keep my momentum going instead of turning towards the ball and trying to swivel around. That movement was a little unnatural for me, but it would have been better because I would have taken my eyes off the ball for a second, but then I would have been able to keep my momentum and maybe get to the ball. Overall though, that's a good run, the space was there, and next time I'll do that. And here is a really good teaching lesson for all you strikers out there. I should just be staying on the center back's blind side here instead of getting sucked into the ball. I have a little bit of a habit of ball chasing, and I think I need to keep a little bit more width and play on the blind side of the opposition because that makes it a lot harder for them to mark me because they can't see me and the ball at the same time. Whenever you watch the pros, they always slide in behind their center back on the blind side, so that's definitely something I could work on there. And just as I was feeling like maybe we could get something going, maybe get a goal, the game came to an end at a 0-0 draw. My overall assessment of my performance was that I played pretty well for my first game in over a year, and I can definitely just be way more positive with the ball at my feet. I just need to think way more about how I can put my team in a better position. My mentality towards my own mistakes was something that I was really trying hard to work on during this game, and I think that I did very well at that. I didn't overthink any mistake I made and just kept playing my game, which was very good. Overall, a pretty uneventful game, but a lot of stuff to learn from for me and hopefully for you guys as well. If you made it this late into the video, I want to thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.